Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here, coming at you from the KnifeCenter. We have an announcement to make. We're quitting knives. Pocket knives, anyway. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. That show being KniFAQ number 228, the series where I answer all your questions, sharp or dull. And sorry to scare anyone there at the front, but we are stepping back a little bit, at least for one episode, from the pocket knives you might expect. What do I mean? Stick around. Let's get into the episode, shall we? Say hello to Thomas behind the camera, of course, as usual.
Wombats.
What? Fine. Today, the first couple of questions are inspired by the recent releases from Victorinox, the makers of the Swiss Army knife, with some new bladeless models. They finally have arrived. If you want to see more about them in depth, check out the link up here. We showed them a couple weeks ago in our New Knives of the Week video. But kicking off is sort of a comment of the day from JR526. And it's helpful to know if you're not familiar with Swiss Army knife nomenclature that sometimes we call them SAKs or SAKs. This guy just says, "Sack whack, Swiss Army knife without a knife." Sack whack.
I'm still gonna go with SAT.
Swiss Army tool?
Yeah.
Sack whack is...
Or Swiss Army thing.
Swiss Army thing, that's pretty good. Sack whack is so satisfying though. First real question, if-ish says, that's pretty good. With the similar tool set, I'd be interested to see a comparison between the Victorinox Companion Slim, which is one of those sack whacks, and the bladeless Fox Vulpes. Sure, why the heck not? Why the heck not? Man, why the sack whack not?
Careful.
I'm all right, and we're fine. First off, there's a very clear difference as soon as you hold them side by side. The Victorinox Companion Slim is quite a bit larger than the Fox Vulpes, both in the length and width, but also a little bit on the thickness. I mean, it's negligible there. Price is also different here. $45 for the Victorinox, about $56 for the Vulpes. They've both got aluminum material for the handles. They're both 2 layers thick, and they do indeed have a very similar tool set. The other difference you'll see just about right away, we've got a pocket clip on the Fox model right here. So you could certainly take that off if you wanted to maintain slimness, but if you want to keep it more stationary in your pocket, more in place, pocket clip is certainly a nice option right there. Let's compare the tools one by one to each other. We've got scissors on both, main pair of scissors. The Victorinox, of course, is going to give you a little bit more cutting length on each of these scissor blades and a little more to hold on to than the Fox could provide. And depending on the size of your hands, that may or may not be too big of a difference, but I personally find the Companion Slim to be very comfortable in my hand. The Fox a little bit more, you have to operate it with a little bit more care and thought of where you're... Does any of this make sense?
Maybe care of thought when you're speaking.
I'm working on it, man. It's fine. Sorry, folks.
Work smarter.
Not harder. Work sharper. All right.
No, that's a spider go up there.
Fine. There's a little bit less to hold on to with the Fox. Okay, fine, great. How well do they cut? I haven't actually cut with one of the Fox scissors here, so I can't report how good or not good these scissors happen to be. I can, however, say that Victorinox scissors, widely regarded as some of the best mini scissors available at any price, for good reason. Other tools, we have the bottle opener with pry bar. I'm saving the most interesting tool for last. Please stick around. You've got the bottle cap lifter functionality. You've got a wider section of flathead on the Victorinox than you do on the Fox right here, but both should work for most small Phillips things, or flathead. This will actually work better on smaller things. And then the most interesting tool is the not a knife blade on each. Here we go. Victorinox, of course, unveiled this tool on the initial companion models, which do have a knife blade, but not the companion slim here, of course. It maintains the tip from classic can openers of Swiss Army knife in the Swiss Army knife lineup, in that it works both for a smaller flathead, so complements the larger size here. It also works on some number 2 Phillips. It's not perfect for that sort of things, but it does get you by in a pinch if you've got nothing else in a pretty nice way. We've also got the new blade right here. It's they're calling it the box opener. I think they're calling it the box opener. And you've got a small rounded point right here and a small serrated section right there. So a variety of cutting surfaces. And I have found this, because I've actually picked one of these up myself, very handy for opening blister packaging, especially. Super annoying retail packaging that comes with those. The thing that the Fox has does it a little bit differently. Starting with that cutting edge, we have just a straight, sharp edge right there. Chisel ground, just like the edge on the Victorinox is. It also offers you a much more aggressive point right here. So potentially a little easier to puncture certain things, whether it's tape on a cardboard box or a blister pack, what have you. This also maintains can opener capability. So if if that's what's holding you back from the Victorinox, you would get that with the Fox right here. Less of an issue these days, since most cans tend to have pop tops nowadays, but not a non-issue in any case. And then for the screwdriver head, it is a little bit wider than the Victorinox's screwdriver flathead here, just by the barest of margins, however. This will work on some Phillips head screws, maybe not quite as versatile in the different sizes it can manage than the Victorinox, but that is a little bit of conjecture on my part, because I haven't been able to test one of these extensively. But the Phillips heads that I have on like a TEKNA on a knife sheath over on my desk, this worked just fine for that. That's the big differences. You get a little bit less in terms of size with the Fox, but you do get the pocket clip, which is nice. You could save some money and go with the Victorinox. So a couple different options to choose from there. Both of them pretty cool, I think. Sack whack or Fox whack. Careful, careful. Vulpus without a knife, the Vulp whack. Sure, why not? Pretty cool. I enjoy these things anyway. Henry King asks, hi DCA and Thomas, thanks for the great show. Have you seen what we've been doing today so far?
Sorry.
I have one of the new Victorinox Alox Slim Companion bladeless tools, but I'd like to hear if you have any tips on how to sharpen the oddly shaped package opening tool with its chisel ground tooth and tiny serrations. Bound to go blunt eventually unless I lose the darn thing first. There's always that, of course. I've been contemplating this same thing as well, and that's actually another differentiator between this and the Fox. If we go back there just a second, this is going to be on the Fox a lot easier to sharpen when it does eventually blunt on you. Here's what I think I'm going to wind up doing with the Victorinox. I'm going to take my trusty Spyderco Sharp Maker. Mine's at home. This is one of the guys here at the office, but same thing. And the triangular stones right here, sorry for the clacking there. The triangular stones is probably the edge of which is what I'm probably going to use. That, or you're gonna have to find like the smallest diameter needle file that you can manage. With this, it may not match up perfectly to the little serration patterns, but it can get in there, and as long as, what I'm gonna resign myself to is I may actually change the teeth on these to get it sharp again. So it may not maintain a perfect sharpening of what is there, but you can get it to a point where your sharpening gear will work with it repeatedly, which is a good thing. But you can kind of see, maybe, that it does get in there. I can nest that tip right in each of the channels of that little serrated section. Again, may widen out the teeth, but it'll get it sharp again. And then you can use that to go around the edges of the little sharp nubbin right there as well. Use the flats to knock the burr off the other side when all is said and done. That is what I think is going to work. That is what I'm going to try in any case when it does eventually get dull. Hope that helps. All right, continuing with our no pocket knife episode. Neither of those are knives, right? Single Christian Cowboy asks, what's the deal with EDC pry bars? As a lifelong blue collar that's done everything from raising beef cattle to build and remodel houses, I can pretty well guarantee that when you need to pry on something, it's gonna take more than 3 to 4 inches worth of leverage. Comment section. I would love your take on this as well. Are you EDC pry bar skeptics or EDC pry bar converts? Please discuss. I will say, I tend to actually kind of agree with you, sir. I'm less likely to carry an EDC pry bar. I've never really, but I think part of it is we as men who collect things like, well, I say we as men, not to exclude anyone else out there, of course, but I think these are cool. It's kind of something like that. It can complement your everyday carry pocket knife. It gives you big flathead screwdriving capability, not just prying capability. And they're just kind of cool. Big Eye Design makes this. It's their titanium mini pry bar. It's about 80 bucks. And it provides fidgetability too. Like it's appeals to like the gadget hound in a lot of us out there. It comes with a pocket clip as well. Only kind of does one thing, however. Other options, something like the Griffin Pocket Tool. This is one of the XL versions of the titanium. Offers you that, EDC pocket pry bar thing, but gives you, added functionality as well. So you've got, bottle opener here, wrench sizes, nail puller, a scoring tip right here. So that gives you a little bit of like box opening capability with that. But for me, like I said, I don't often or ever really, consciously carry an EDC pry bar, because the things that I've needed to kind of pry loose before are real small scale. Nothing you need like real leverage to do. Like, seems like this is a often enough answer for me lately, like kids' toys. If I'm trying to like, break something, pop something open to fix it, lid on a jar or something, like small things like that. And honestly, I always carry a multi-tool in addition to my everyday carry pocket knife, and lately it's been this Victorinox Slim, or any number of Victorinox knives over the years, and I just use this guy right here. That gives me a little bit of leverage, a little bit of pop, a little bit of twist sometimes. I remove staples with these things all the time, actually. So that's what I use for my daily prying needs. If you have more aggressive needs, do you go for a pocket pry bar or do you go for something else? Again, please discuss in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
3 to 4 inches of leverage is still more than you have with your bare hands.
That is true. That is true. All right. Now time for Damyr's buried treasure. We're on the letter T through the alphabet the second time. Thanks to his initial question, we are showing something that's never been seen on the channel before. On this one, I must admit, I'm kind of chuckling a little bit at, so you got to kind of see what I see as we go. The letter is T, the brand is TEKNA, and this is their Wilderness Edge survival knife. And this is carrying with it kind of like peak 80s, Rambo survival knife vibes to it, while doing it a little bit differently than the stereotypical Rambo knife. It's also pretty pricey. It's about $215. It's a 420 HC blade of about 6 inches long, but there are a lot more pieces involved here than just the knife. So don't let that kind of like, can't believe they're charging that much for that steel. Stick with me. The sheath is certainly unique. I'm not quite sure.
How unique is it?
It's various. Listen, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it in any case. What you have to do is you have to make sure the safety is disengaged. You actually pull or push. Wait a minute. Oh, I put the safety on, silly me. You push these hooks forward and lift the knife out of its section right there, its sheath right there. You got a very round injection molded handle, black ABS actually. Fills the hand pretty nicely. Not very comfortable on the pinky, however, because you have this sort of latch gate right here. Let me show you what that does. Pop it open into the unlocked position. Handle opens, and you got yourself a little flashlight right there. This is not super bright, but it does come with a 20-year lithium battery. So if you're storing this for a long time, chances are it will still work. It's just a twist on and off like that. Similar type of injection molded or ABS material right there. Actually, I'm going to pop that back in before we continue, because there is more to the sheath system than just that. And you guys see this with me too. Survival goodies are back here, y'all. You have to unscrew it from right here. And this would be the sort of thing I would say, this is your backup survival kit. I wouldn't rely on anything in here for regular use, simply because it's kind of cumbersome to get this thing on and off. It would be better off if you just, had quote unquote real versions of these things in here and have your backup in the kit here. Did I unscrew it enough yet? Sorry. It's more than just a white flag here, I promise. There are knowledge. There is knowledge included. There's all kinds of little doodads in here. You've got a little arrowhead, signal mirror, fire starters, sharpeners, fishing line, compass, all of that sort of thing. Dust as well, as you can see right there. Yeah, this has never been on the channel before, and I've never held one before. It took me a while to figure out how to get it out of the sheath, in fact. Kind of a cool curiosity in any case. What do you guys think about it? It's the letter T. Not a pocket knife. We're still off the pocket knives. Lightning round for today. David Zomchik says, "Hey DCA, love your videos." Thank you, sir.
Sorry.
I would like to get a multi-tool that has scissors as its main centerpiece tool, one that works the best and is easy to access. While I do have a Swiss Army knife with scissors, I would like something more substantial. What are my best options? Thank you. I do have something here that we carry that you could check out. The Next Tool Flagship Pro. Now, before you go, hey, that's just a Leatherman type of thing, isn't it? Check out, from the outside, that huge set of shears right there. Very cool. Now, the blade steel on the scissors is nothing dramatic. I think it's just 5CR, but it is sharpenable. This is, unlike a set of Victorinox scissors, actually you can spread those out and be sharpened. You can actually take this apart and sharpen each side fairly easily. And these things offer a lot of power in the frame. And you don't give up any of the other, typical multi-tool stuff. It does have a nice set of spring-loaded pliers there on the inside as well. So you're not, you get both on the one frame, which is very cool. Wire cutters, which are replaceable. And on the outside, you have got and saw, you have a sheep's foot style blade, one hand opening. Both of those, I think both of these are, both are liner locking, and you have some external tools as well. A can opener, a bottle opener with a pry bar, screwdriver tip, and a cutting hook with 2D Phillips as well. Pretty cool thing. And the best part about it, price, $45 for that right there. So you could try it out without too big of an investment. Next question, Jeremy 2. Hi, David. Can a pen knife write like a pen, poke like a pen, or be a pen? Why are pen knives called pen knives? You got me back on pocket knives again. We're back. We're back. Couldn't give them up for even a whole episode, man. No discipline at all around here. I'm gonna pull out my trusty case peanut here to show a typical pen knife of today, or a pen blade, this small blade right here. They are so named because initially, or historically, they were used in conjunction with pens or quills, honestly. The pen knife would be something that would be on anyone's desk who had a writing kit or whatever there. If you had a quill and some ink, you probably had a pen knife as well, so you could sharpen the end of the vein when it gets dulled out and keep on writing. That is why a pen knife is called a pen knife.
Kind of like gut hooks are for guts.
Cranky Thursdays says, do you have one or two knives that you EDC more than most? If so, why is/are they crossbar locks? I do have two I carry more than most. They are my designs. I have the MKM Pocket Tango and the CJRB Maximal. They're both pocket knives. Again, falling down on the premise of the episode. One's a pocket fixed blade, the other is indeed a crossbar lock. Why do I like crossbar locks? Well, they're strong, they're quick to open and close, they are ambidextrous, so I can use them in my left hand if I need to, and they're fun. They feel great. Why do you like a crossbar lock? Or not? Tell me that as well in the comments. Now we come to our finalist question of the day, which is of course our most seriousest question of the day from Kid666. Oh, there we go. We have Kid666 and Single Christian Cowboy on the episode. All ideologies are welcome here. It's August, which means it's pretty much Halloween. Logic says so. If a zombie apocalypse broke out while you were at work and you wanted something with more reach than a knife, what would you grab? Shovel, baby. Maybe the Cold Steel Spetsnaz trench shovel. I have the smaller version of this. I don't have the large version of this, but if you're talking about the zombie apocalypse, like just general nature survival is going to be a thing too. So a shovel is certainly very useful. You can sharpen the edges here quite nicely. It can be a bit of a impromptu machete, a bit of an impromptu chopper, and impromptu lopper, if you get my drift. Plenty of reach on this too. There's about a 30-inch reach on this. Keep the Z's at long arm's reach for $28. That is a very serious answer.
Most serious.
Indeed. That's all we have for today, folks. Keep your questions coming. Keep your most seriousest questions coming as well. Let me know in the comments if you had any kind of alternate thoughts on some of the subject today. Oh, I forgot to make a joke.
That's okay, we are one.
The Victorinox Companion is a penknife, even though instead of a pen blade, it has the nail file. It's got the pen in the scale, so it's a penknife. Yeah, whatever. Not worth going back for.
Timing is everything.
Pocket pry bars, do you carry them? Do you care about them? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to get your hands on any of these items, check out the links in the description, which will take you to KnifeCenter.com. And while you're there, don't forget about our long-running Knife Rewards program, because the least we can do when you buy one of these knives today is give you some free money to spend on your next one. I'm David C. Anderson from the Knife Center. That's Thomas behind the camera, and we're signing off. See you next time. More pocket knives.
Less wombats.
Fewer.